Well. Once again, I spent too much money last night. Good Lord Almighty. How can I don't know. I spend all my money at the beginning of the month and then I don't have any left at the end of the month. I don't know how that happens. Anyway, it keeps me from spending money at the end of the month. Whatever. Uh, yeah, we got 2 packages to open today. We got one from MLZB, and then I went and spent some more money with him last night. And we do have one from Sheet. I Dig Sheet. So we'll take a look at that and see what we got. I'm pretty sure I know what I have from Sheet. I just don't know. I forget what I get from MLZB because it's so long in between wallets. And then I bought something else from Cash Money last night. I know I got a wallet there too. So, coffee. Yes, we have Durban auction today. So we'll probably be spending some more money there. But I try to make exceptions for Durban auctions and for Block Blockers auctions. Sometimes I run out of money, but that's just the way it goes. Block Blockers, I'm not stacking silver per se. I'm adding to my Canadian collection. So that's money that's being saved in a collection. The stacking silver may not get sold. Usually it does not. And if it's gold, then I do buy and sell gold. So it's I try to hang on to it as much as I can. But I think in the last 2 years I've sold. Let me see, 2/10 there, 2.5 ounces there, 2.5. I don't know, 5 ounces of gold, something like that. Probably sold 5 ounces of gold, or traded 5-6 ounces of gold, yeah, or traded, either sold or traded. I had a big bill I had to pay, and then I traded MLZB for that 10-ounce Canadian coin. So I traded him some gold for that. I sold a couple of tenths to Brad V. I don't know. Some of the stuff I should have held on to, and there was no reason to sell it. I just did. But hey, that's neither here nor there. We have to. Hey Nick, how are you, buddy? That's neither here nor there. You have to do what you got to do. But you think it's a good move at the time? It's not necessarily a good move. The gold was over 4,000 when I sold it, and now it's over 5,000. So it's let's get the hair out of here. It's just neither here nor there. You take a chance. You do what you got to do. Let's wait till a couple other guys come in here. What was it? Oh, yesterday I went out after I stoked the fire and cleaned everything up, cleaned ash out of the stove. And I went and dumped 2 6-gallon pails of ashes out on the lawn. I just fertilized the lawn. Hardwood ash all over. It makes everything grow good. Put a little bit on the garden, put a little bit on the lawn, put a little bit everywhere. I use it in the wintertime on a driveway to melt ice and for traction. Wood ash is good for everything. You can make soap. You can do whatever. And I wanted to do it before it rained because I wanted to soak in. But guess what? It rained like a bastard last night. I must have been sleeping really hard because I heard nothing. I woke up this morning, water on the windows, look out in the yard, water puddles everywhere. So it must have rained pretty good last night, which tells me that's a landline. So not answering that. Never answer the landline. Never for me anyway, so I don't care. It's always for my wife. or a telemarketer or something, but it's never for me. So I don't really care. It'll pick up pretty soon. So we don't care. But anyway, yeah, I got that done, which tells me then that sap season's about over because I don't believe it's going to freeze again at night here the next few days. So I think sap season's done, which means that we had 4 or 5 days in February that were pretty good, and then we had 4 or 5 days in March that were pretty good for sapping, and then that was it, man. That was the sap season this year. That wasn't even 2 weeks, not even 2 full weeks long, and then it was spaced out. The time periods were spaced out, so not a good year to tap trees. 5 to 6 inches, really? Woo, baby! Hey, as far as I know, with this, I have to go out and look. As soon as the buds break on the maple trees, as soon as the buds break and they start to expand, that means the sap season's over. That means spring is here because the leaves are starting to come out. Yeah, I know where you're at, Easy. 5 to 6 inches. That's amazing. Yet you guys are still getting snow. But I'll bet that'll be your last snow of the year. I'll bet you. Unless you're higher up in the mountains, of course. But when I went to Colorado, it was either I went out up through Wyoming down to and over the mountains to Steamboat, and I was hunting elk south of Steamboat Springs, and then we drove back through Denver and up. Or the other time I was out there was I made a jump at Fort Carson at Antelope Drop Zone. And that's down in the flatland. So the only times I've been to Colorado, I think. But yeah, it was fun. At least I shot a 5x5 while I was out there elk hunting. I was ready to take a big cow. Oh, that cow was bigger than that 5x5, but man, oh man, I held off because it was only day two. I was so tempted, but so it's 6 o'clock, really. So you're getting this a day about an inch an hour. Wow, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good snowfall. I wonder what was the ski season like out there this year. I'm kind of thinking it was spotty. That's kind of what I'm thinking, but I don't know. It might have been pretty good. I'm not a skier anymore. I used to ski uh, when I was stationed out of Fort Devens. We used to go up to New Hampshire, Vermont, and ski all the time. But then when I got out of the active army and into the 12th group, I got married and moved to Kansas City. We did ski a little bit around Iowa and Minnesota, but the hills are just, it's nothing like skiing in the White Mountains. And I was getting pretty good downhill. I was taking Black Diamond trails, but I have no ankles. I have no knees for that anymore. 2 and 5 months. Yep. So yeah, the ski season was kind of a shit season out there. Kind of like the sap season is going to be a shit season here. We really didn't get any snow this winter. This winter had been really dry. I had to clean the driveway twice with a skid loader. That's it. And really didn't even have to, but if you don't, then you drive over that foot of snow. You pack that down, of course. The cars and trucks will make it through a foot of snow. It's not a big deal. But you pack that down and it becomes ice underneath. So you're better off scraping down the rock and pushing everything off. I mean, even though I had to take ash out of the barrel, and that I put ash in 55-gallon barrels when I take it out of the stove because it's still hot. You still got to cool it down, and you let it die in the barrel, and you take it out, put it in pails, and spread it around the ice. So, yeah, it works. It works. I'm still young enough. I can do that. Actually gives me something to do. I have been trying to get that knife for cracking done. I'm at a 600 grit right now. And then I got to call that guy back that's going to do the etching on the blade and see if he wants me to take it down all the way to 1500 or 3000 grit, or if he wants me to leave it halfway, let him laser etch it. And then I think he'd probably want me to take it all the way down before I send it to him. But because it's just a laser etch, I mean, it's deep into the metal, but you know how a laser etches stuff. So it'll be interesting. It'll be an interesting knife. It's made out of a trap spring. It's going to be a small knife. It's not going to be very long, maybe 10 inches long with a 4-inch blade, 4.5-inch blade. It's going to have a Kraken laser etched on it. And I think I'm just going to put walnut wood handles on it with brass pins. I think that's all I'm going to. I don't think I'm going to get any special handle materials or liners. I might get some liners. I don't know. It's just plastic, different color plastic. And a lot of times, if I can find the right plastic, I can cut it out of other plastic that I have laid around here. And then, just pinned and glued inside the handle, between the handle and the blade. I don't know. It'll be a good knife, I think. It's the blade style that he liked. I don't know if it's going to be as big as he's going to like, but that's the one that I had started, so that's the one that he's going to get. But anyway, hey, you know what? Yesterday, I was out talking to the cat. And I think I showed you guys this one. I had this cigar the couple days ago. It was Gurkha, what was it? The Havana Legend. Why this camera wants to keep focusing on shit behind me. See, Havana Legend. It was a good Gurkha. This one I had yesterday. Not as good a cigar. Doesn't burn near as good. This one is the Gurkha Heritage. I do not like this cigar as well as I like the other one. So I get the Gurkha sampler packs. You get 6 cigars in there, and it's like $35 or $40 for sampler pack. And that's where I found the Pure Evils. The Pure Evils were in there. That's also a Gurkha cigar. I bought a half a box of those. Damn. I went to the cigar store this time. They didn't have them. And then I found out my cigar store is closing down because they're affiliated with Quick Trip, and they put in a new Quick Trip down the road, about a quarter of a mile. And this one, because it has a cigar humidor and cigar store package with, it's just, they don't sell gas. It's in a strip mall, and they're going out of business. So now I got to find another cigar store. Damn it. And then I have to establish a whole new relationship with them. And hey, sheet, that's yours, right? I kind of think it is. I can't tell what the address on it is. I think it says Canton, Ohio. It feels like it, though. So I think maybe we should probably open it. I'm going to just scratch out the address here so that when we open it, I don't inadvertently put it out on the tubes. And then I got MLZB's package there, which is going to be the fun one because I don't remember what the hell I had in it. MLZB takes a while to send wallets, and I just tell him, hey, whenever you want to send it, send it. It doesn't matter to me. So I don't know what the hell I'm going to find in there. That's kind of what I thought. All right, let's open this thing up. I'm going to bring the camera down to the desk. Get some shit out of the way here. Oh, who was I? Rhonda called me last night. Rhonda Tolliver, the lucky one. She says, come on over to this channel. I was on MLZB's and Cash Money and Jenny's channel last night watching them. Rhonda called me, said, come over to this other channel. There's only like 7 people over there. He's having a coin sale. So I went over there. And his volume was too low. I was going to text him today and tell him his volume was way too low. I couldn't hear shit. I could make out what was going on, but I couldn't hear shit. And there were a couple of Canadian coins I would be interested in if I didn't already have them. The 1.5 ounce polar bears, and the one was the cougar, the full-bodied cougar, or was it the cougar? No, it was the cougar head growling. I already have that one too. So, and the rest were U.S. coins, which I don't buy most often. So yeah, I was back and forth between MLZBs and that channel. What was it? Buck and Jeff? Jeff Buck and Coins or something like that. Hold up a second. Well, let me see. See if I can find his, let me see if I can find his, Starbuck Jeff and Coins. Starbuck Jeff and Coins. And so I was over there, and seems like a pretty good auction. It's just that his volume was just way too low. And I don't know how the volume is on my streams, but when I listen to them back, the volume's pretty good. So I don't know. All right, let's put this down here. All right, there we go. Got it here. There we go. Yeah, see? And now we need coffee. Coffee. All right. Angry Warrior Tackle Box Package Opening Tool. Yeah, it might go this way, right here, just like this. There you go. Nope. I'm in the cardboard. All right, doesn't matter. Comes out the same way. If I use it again, it'll get taped again. Oh, look, I got trash bags. Cool. You know where these go, don't you? You guys think I don't reuse trash bags? I do. Hold up a second. I'll show you. Hold up a second. Go over here. Right up here. See my trash can? See what I use for trash bags? There we go. Throw them right in the bottom, just like that. And when I throw things away online, when I'm on a stream, this is where it goes, just like that. All right. We'll save, we'll save that box. There we go. And that is what's in the box. All right, hold up a second. Oh, shit, look at that. I cut the tab off. All right, well, I have to tape around the edge. Well, that sucks. I really opened up that wrong, didn't I? All right, whatever. That goes under there. See that little mark on there? It says 422. Yeah. The box looks old, does it not? The box looks old. So there it is. Look at that. The official City of Dallas American Revolution Bicentennial Medal Limited Edition. Sheet decided he wanted to sell this, and I decided I wanted to buy it. Let's see what that says right there. Total issue 1,976 pieces. So, but it is 3/9 fine. And let's see if we can take that out of there. It comes out like that. Why it comes? Oh, I see. Because it sets up like this, maybe. I don't know. Oh no, it's got a little stand behind it like that. Yeah, it sets up like that. So let's take that out of there and take a look at it if I can get it out of there. Yep, it comes out pretty easy. Ooh, that's a heavy monkey. That's a heavy monkey. The old city park, the Thanksgiving Square, and City Hall. It's like a new city hall built on a hillside. Huh. Old city park. Look at that log cabin down there. Plus an old colonial style mansion. And Thanksgiving Square, that building looks odd. That building just looks odd. And then on the backside, Dallas, Texas, 1976. Dallas American Revolution Bicentennial. It is a chunky round, and if you look, it's edge lettered. I can get it to, let's see if that's upside down or right side up. There we go. AMI 999 fine silver. Anything else on there? Always got a number. All right, what's that number on there? I know there's a number on there. Right there it is. Come on. Oh, you prick. Wow. You're going to be stupid, aren't you? Yeah, you're going to be stupid. So let's see what that says. It says 0422. Just like that. So we got 0422 on the edge. We got AMI 999 fine silver. That's what's on the edge. So we're going to put it back in here like this. And we're going to leave Dallas up like that. So you know what? That's, what do you say? 4 point some ounce. Let's take a look. Are we on ounce? We're on ounces. I got 5.2 ounces. 5.205. Oh, that's what I got. So, goodbye. Into the stack you go, mister. Into the stack you go. All right, let's turn you off. Put you back over here. There you go. All right. Thank you, sheep. Yeah, they are. It's supposed to be. Hold up. Let me check my little instruction manual. Francais. It's made in mode. Let's see, English troubleshooting. All right, let's just turn on for a second, and we'll run through the list here. I have, oh, never mind, mode. I have greens. I have, ooh, can't even see that. Carrot, CT. Ah, you prick. Come on. I have OZT, ounce total. I have DWT, dry weight. I don't know what the hell that is, but don't use it. Then I have G for grains. Then I have ounces for OZ. And then I have grains again. All right, so if you're thinking that that's not right, let's go down to ounce total. All right, we'll do that then. Ounce total. Which shows 4.744. Or ounce T, ounce Troy. Okay, 4.744. Troy ounces. There we go. There we go. You were right. I was off. Total Troy. God, you idiot. Anyway, that we got that. 4.7. He was correct. You are correct. All right. But still, 4.7 Troy ounces. Yeah, that was a good buy. So there you go. That's what we got. And somebody got a truck fix with that. So, or a car fix or whatever. Yeah, I can do grams and divide by 31.12. Usually if it's less than a troy ounce, I do grams, but I don't know, freaking awesome. It is always that way on my streams, is that people come in, they forget likes. I just don't get that many likes for some stupid reason, but coffee again. And this is the Roland W is the mark for the 89th Regional Support Command. The 86th Regional Support Command was, or RCOM was the Black Hawker. And the 88th was, I forget what the 88th was. I'd have to look that one up again. But I worked for the 86th, I worked for the 88th, and then finally for the 89th. So, all right. Next one we got, MLZB. I don't know. Odd shape, odd size, odd everything. Odd weight, odd. It's just odd. But then Coming from MLZB, I expect that. Let's see if we can just open it up like that without screwing up something in there. Okay. Trash. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, I got that gold pan. Yeah, that's right. I got the gold pan. Yeah. I needed another gold pan. Oh, I like them that size too. You see how big that is? Big as my hand. I like that size. That's the size gold pan I like for doing videos. And I told MLZB I would do a video of this when I panned it. Because this was he bought this from John Wolf. And if you don't know John Wolf Prospecting, he had that one right there. It come in this real fancy tin. I like the tin because this tin is going to go to Jenna. But look at what's in here. Yeah. Put this over here, just like that. Let's put that over there like that. Let's stand it up. Yeah, like that. See what's in here? We got a John Wolf sticker. Look at his banjo. And then down at banjo, he's got his pick and his shovel and his pan. And there's something else. And a little vial. Got a little glass vial. There you go. This is the first one I've seen with a metal lid on though. And it's a little bit bigger around than normal. That one's cool. I like that. And then I got this, I don't know if that'll stand up. That won't even stand up. And we'll put it on the back of this, just like that. But this little bag of dirt. I got to put this in another bag here. I'll put that in another bag so it doesn't leak out all over the place. But a little bag of dirt. And MLZB had John in a chat, and John couldn't remember how much gold he put in this thing. So there could be a quarter gram, could be a half gram, could be a gram. Who knows? That'll be something. I wanna pan this. I'm almost think I'm gonna do that today. Okay, we'll put it in this bag right here. And we'll keep it like that, so if it does break, because it has been in his possession for a while, I'll put that in there like that. That goes to Jen, and that goes in my book. So there you go. That's going to go in my book. That's going to go to Jenna. Oh, she's going to love that. She's going to love that. So there you go, man. And then I still got something else over here. What the hell else I buy from him? Ain't much. Maybe an ounce or two. Maybe. Who knows? I try to bin stuff with MLZB when he brings up for auction. Sometimes you get pretty good deal. Sometimes you can get pretty good deals. So, like Cash Money, I bought a 2-ounce bar last night for 80 an ounce. So, did a pretty good deal there. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Ooh, got a little. Oh, that goes with the gold right there. That goes with the pan and stuff. MLZB said he couldn't remember how much gold was in the bag, so he said, I'll throw a little bit more gold in there with it. So he threw in a quarter grain. So that goes over here with this gold. Just like that. All right, then what else did I get? I got more than likely a reckless piece, but nope. A Rios Precious Metals. I got a Rios piece. I don't think I have a Rios piece. But I got nice COA with it. And he's from the UK, so I have one from, who was it over in the UK? Now I can't remember. Oh, Silverpunk. I got one from Silverpunk, so I figured I better have Rios. And I got one from Big Red Bullion, or a couple of them, up in Canada. And I don't know who else pours overseas. I'm sure there is somebody in Australia and New Zealand that pours. Not just the mints per se, but individual pourers. Oh, this one's kind of cool. It's got it in this bag. It's all folded up. Looks like it's been in its safe a long time like that. But look at the color on it. That color is kind of cool. Purple and blue. Purple and blue is kind of neat. The back is what I like. How he did that. That's pretty nice. I like that. All right. Glad I bought that one. I don't know how many people I got pours from. Yeah, AWT, Silverpunk, Mutiny. Probably about 10 or 12 different people's pours. And who do I have far and away the most? Reckless Metals, I think. And I got most of them from MLZB. So that goes there. And then I bought this Germania. I have a Germania. I have this one, but it was cheap enough. So, yeah, allegories. I think I got a couple of these actually, but and if you can buy them close to spot price, why not? Why not? Maybe someday I can do a Facebook or a whatnot or a whatever kind of a auction, or maybe just come up auction here. I don't know. I know Rhonda said she would call. Maybe I should do that someday. I don't know. But no, I'm more excited about the John Wolf pay dirt, because I got the one pay dirt from the last WWP auction. Whose pay dirt was that? Swamp Dog's pay dirt. And I did a video of that, and I think it's online. I think it might be on my channel now. If not, I got to upload it. But yeah, maybe I should run too. But you know what? Running for office anymore takes lots and lots of money. And then you're going to get smeared so bad by the press. See ya, Nick. Have a great weekend, buddy. Yeah. Never too old to learn something, huh? Yeah. But what the hell? Where the hell is that? Oh, I either got to upload it or it's already loaded, one or the other. And I think there was a half gram or a quarter gram in there. I'm not sure because I have a couple on my phone that I have to upload yet. But yeah, I did that panning video. Plus, I have another video I have to upload. You remember that? Remember the quartz that I crushed in my homemade rock crusher? Because I did a video on my homemade rock crusher too. And I also got to do another video because I have to show you exactly how to crush, because you can crush quartz from a big rock, big rock, down to smaller stuff, but it'll get, depending on how much you put in there, because my tube is only this big around, um, it gets so crushed that it gets to the point where it's the density is, you can't crush it any smaller, because the density is, the layer of quartz in there is just too thick. The layer of rock is too thick. So you have to chisel it, take some out, and then you have to put a little bit in at a time. And then I have another plunger. It's made out of an axle too, but it's only about this big around, flat on one end. And then that way you can crush it up smaller until you get it down to smaller than, I mean, you can get it down to flour after that. You pour that out, you put a little bit more in. See, but you have to do it in steps. You can do it from big to smaller, but then you have to divide it smaller a little bit, and then you have to use a mortar and pestle technique. But yeah, I just went to the local, I have a whole bunch of railroad tie plates. My father-in-law lives next to a railroad track, and he picks them up, that and railroad spikes. He picks them up all over the place and just gives them to me. So I had the base plate. You know, we're talking an inch thick steel plate. And I didn't have enough thick tubing. So I went to the local metal supplier, and my brother does a lot of business with him at his job. So he knows me now. And I just went in and said, I want a tube this big, and I want it welded to this plate. What are you doing? I'm making a rock crusher. And he looked at me like I was stupid. You're making a rock crusher. Yes, I said. And then I want a piece of steel about 1.5 inches thick, that big around, to fit inside that tube. Not so that it's tight, but that it's tight enough to where I could crush rock without stuff getting up around the side of it. And I have a piece of square axle that's 1 inch thick, old iron. I said, and I'm going to weld that to that. We're going to weld a T-handle to the top of it so that it's strong enough that if I wanted to hit it with a sledgehammer, I could. And I had my brother weld that and the axle to the plunger, and it's working out good. It's working out a lot better than I thought it would. The only thing that happened was one of my handles broke off, and you can see that in the video, but don't really need it, I guess. Anyway, there we go. That's the haul from MLZB. Okay. What was I was thinking about doing something here, and I'm not sure what I was thinking about. What was I thinking about? I don't know what I was thinking about. What was I thinking about? I don't know. Putting stuff away. Okay. How many people we got watching anyway? I can do that, but I can't do that, so I don't know. 44 minutes, huh? Okay, well, that's good. Yeah, fuck. You know, it depends on where you live. I live out in the country. My father-in-law lives out in the country. So the tracks run by his place. You know, they may run down the tracks a few times a year in their little maintenance cart. But as far as if you're picking up plates and railroad spikes and stuff like that, they take them off, they replace them, and they don't put them in their little railroad cart, their little maintenance cart, and take them with them. They don't do that. They throw them to the side, thinking, yeah, we'll come back and pick them up later. They never do. And so a lot of times what they'll do is they'll stack shit. They'll have piles of old railroad ties. They'll have piles of old track. They'll have piles of plates. And the next time you see them, you just say, "Hey, can I buy those?" And they'll say, "Yeah, here. Talk to these people. Here's the phone number." And more often than not, they'll give you that stuff. Sometimes it was a bunch of little stuff, but if it was big stuff like a pile of railroad track, no, they won't give that to you. They'll sell you that at steel price, of course. But I have a bunch of railroad track out here, different gauges that I use and I make anvils out of. So I bought 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. They're about 2.5 foot pieces. Had angle iron welded on both ends, and somebody used them for tractor weights. That's what they were. They hung them off the back of a tractor or front of a tractor. Those tracks have been dismantled for over 50 years, and they still say, "Oh, you can't have any of that shit." Well, let me see. If they've been dismantled for over 50 years, that was before. No, it wasn't. You were still subsidizing that. The federal government was still Yes, railroads are privately owned. Most of them are privately owned. However, they used eminent domain to take the fucking land away from the farmers. Even though that's the farmers' land and they're not paying taxes on it, they still own it, but they're not paying taxes on it. But the railroad's making money on it. Fuck the railroad. Uh, who was the big railroad magnate back in the day? Magnate back in the day. Not Rockefeller. Rockefeller? I can't remember. But anyway, railroads are subsidized by the federal government. Private enterprise subsidized by the federal government again. Just kind of like fucking windmills are today. You know, if you're going to put up an alternative form of energy to supplement the system and make it solar, please. Jesus, make it solar. And when nuclear fusion, when we finally get a fusion reactor that we got one that works, it's just that it's not making money. When we get one that makes money for the utility companies, then we'll have them. And then we won't need solar. We won't need wind. We won't need nuclear fission. We'll use fusion. We'll use hydrogen in water. But until then, because that's what the sun is, nuclear fusion. Now, railroads. Railroads are subsidized by the federal government. Where does the federal government get its money? From its citizens. Who are the citizens? We are the citizens. So some of that fucking material is yours anyway. And I would argue that point in fucking court. They could kiss my ass. They're going to come to my place and say, "Oh, all this railroad track, all these tie plates, all this fucking railroad spikes, they all came from a railroad, and you have them. So obviously you stole them, right?" No, I didn't steal them. What is steal an acronym for? Come on. Oh, you fucking military guys. What is steal an acronym for? No such thing as steal. It's strategically transferring equipment to an alternate location. That's all it is. Railroad still owns it. I'm just storing it for them. As a matter of fact, I should bill them for storing their equipment at my place. And I think I would argue that in court also. Yes, nuclear technology, as far as the power industry, has not kept up. Um, has not kept up with the times, and the only reason being is it costs so much to modify things and to upgrade, and so they won't do it. Yep, you are right, Tarragonsu. You are correct. Cold fusion reactors would save us, but the only reason they squash the inventors and they squash the ideas because they can't make fucking money off it. If they could make money off it, they would promote it. And the old saying is money is the root of all evil is correct. Money is the root of all evil. Money equals power. Power equals money. Power and control. And what's everybody fighting for in the world? Control. Control of what? Control of resources. Resources. Resources within the earth, resources outside of the earth's crust. You, you, you are a fucking resource. You don't believe it? Why are you paying taxes then? If they can print as much money as they want or digitally bring it into existence, why are you paying taxes? Hmm. Good question there, Gary. Why? It's control. It's all about control. They're controlling your behavior. Invading Iran, overthrowing a regime, letting the Iranian people choose their own form of government. It's all about control or hurting them in a certain direction. Same thing the mullahs were doing when they were in control. They were herding their population of people in a certain direction. And when they got done with their country, then the Middle East regionally, then continent wide, they would have spread that worldwide. All about control, all about control. It's all about control. Communism is the same way. Capitalism is the same way. Just which system would you rather live under? I think maybe I would rather live under this one. But hi, Stackhead. How are you, dear? Good to see you, man. You don't show up in my streams too often. Why is that? Hmm? Is it because I look scary, or is it because Mr. Tom Turkey is staring at you? Yep, deuterium, tritium. We use tritium all the time. Now, I mean, we use tritium in watches. We use it at gun sights. Anything that needs to glow in the dark, we use tritium for it. Right. And it's not all radiation that's bad either. Certain radiations are okay at certain levels. When you start increasing levels is when you start getting cancers. But then we use radiation to treat cancers because if it's targeted radiation, then it kills the cancer cells. Hmm. So radiation causes cancer, but can also kill cancer. Hmm. When did the uptick in cancer start? Did the uptick in cancer start about the time we started developing nuclear weapons? And were nuclear weapons developed before nuclear reactors for power? Yes, yes. And most of the old radiation H-bomb tests, atom bomb tests, were conducted open air until they found out that, or the public found out, and then they had to start testing underground so it wouldn't spread throughout the atmosphere. Cancers are environmental. The uptick in cancers are environmental. Yes, everyone has the potential for cancer within their body. Yes, but your body has to be out of whack for cancers to develop. And excessive radiation will do that. You can get a large burst of radiation all at once, or a smaller dose of radiation over an extended period of time. Hmm. Yes, you would be. You would still be freaking awesome. Isn't that? That's correct. Time is it? Well, hell, it's fun, and that's my conspiracy theory thoughts for the day. I know Mrs. Coincure likes to listen sometimes when she's at work. I don't know if she's working today though. But hey, Chappie, what's up, man? I was just telling her, Stack Ann, that she doesn't come in too often, and it was because I'm scary. And I went like that. I wish I could do that on on command. Who did that? Which movie was that? Can't remember the name of the movie. Michael Keaton played. Come on, Beetlejuice. There we go. I wish I could do that. When he was a snake as a handrail, and then she started to feel something weird, and then she turned around and goes, "Wah!" Yeah, that was good. I think Beetlejuice is probably still one of my favorite movies. God, it's got to be one of my favorite movies. I do know Michael Keaton is was a good actor. I did like him. Yeah. Well, I got a table full of, what do I got over there? Dimes and nickels. Dimes and nickels. I'm making lists for Fervid. Uh, dimes, nickels, and pennies I'm missing from 1920 up. Small pennies. I got to make a list of large pennies I miss. I'm missing like, from that second book, I'm missing, hold up. There's my Canadian small nickel book. Holy shit, man. I missed a lot of them in the 1800s. Wow. Let's see. What was I talking about? Large pennies. Where are you at? God damn it. Large pennies. I'm missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm still missing 16 from another complete book. Oh, I'll get them eventually, but I'll get them eventually. I'm just happy to have one book full. I'm just happy to have one book full. And then I gotta start making a list of dimes and not old fish scale dimes, but newer dimes from 20 up, and beaver nickels from 20 up. Or from silver, when they went from silver nickel up. But even then, they changed back at a couple years to 925. Whatever, I got to look them up. And well, I don't collect them because I'm greedy. I collect them because I like them. But if I didn't like them, I wouldn't collect them. Same thing with Voyager dollars. You know, a guy'd like to have a whole set of Voyagers. I think I got most of them, but and my dollar books, pretty good for 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. I don't know about 50s, but I have some 50s, 40s, 30s. Not many, but I have some. Ooh, cool. Good, Tarragon. So I got, which one did I get? Here's my nickel books. This is the one I got. This is the one I needed right here because I wanted to look up some of this old stuff. Especially provincial. And I wanted to look up this one because I want one. I want one. 20-cent coins. I was under the impression that they only made those for 1 year. But there was two varieties. There was a plain 5 and a re-engraved 5. Ooh, big deal. Blundered I in Victoria, blundered I in Gratia, and a blundered I in DEI. And I don't know how the hell you can really tell that, but you can. 2 cents, 20 cents equal to 1 shilling. Yes, the replacement of 20-cent piece with a 25-cent coin came after Confederation. And then the Dominion government actively withdrew the 20-cent pieces and at various times from 1885 onward and set them back to the Royal Mint in London for melting and recoining as 25-cent pieces. Hold up, gotta turn the page here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different obverses. But yeah, it looks like it was just a 1 year in 1858. And I know a guy that's got 2 of them, but I don't want to spend really $250 on a coin. I suppose if I have to get it, I will, but at least I know where they're at right now. You know, volume 78. That one is 78th edition, volume 1. Numismatic issues. Yeah, volume 1. 78th edition, though. And it's got the large cents in here. It's got small cents. the province and provincial coins. I especially like the provincial coins before Canada was confederated. But yep, buying. Yep, that's a good book, man. I'm surprised how much information is in that book. Hi, Lisa. Yeah, with the colored stuff. Yes. I should get that book also because um, dimes, quarters, dollars. Which other ones do they colorize? Nickels, dimes, quarters. I don't know if they do 50-cent pieces or not, but they do dollars. I'm not sure. But yeah, I should probably get that one because it's got colored stuff in. I'm not particularly into colored stuff, but if they have a year, say 2024, where they have one plain dime and then one colored of the same dime, then you kind of like to put them in a book next to each other, or put all the colored ones in one separate book and then all of the plain ones in one separate book. However you want to do it, but I kind of like to put them side to side. But the holographic and the black lights. Yeah, I should have some of that. I should have that book too because I do have some of those coins. Matter of fact, I got Block's little light. Look at my. I only have one glow in the dark coin. I think I only have one glowy. And I know Block likes to collect glowies, but I do have one that he had two. I think he had two of them, and I got one of them. But it's it's just I call it a subgenre because the mint has to keep things new and exciting, and so they'll do a run of glowy coins, and that's what I like about the Canadian Mint. They keep innovating. They keep innovating. They have the wildlife series. They have the birds of prey series. They have the colorful songbird series. They have butterfly series. They have tree series. They got all kinds of series. If you can't find something you like from the Canadian Mint, you just probably shouldn't be collecting coins at all. Period. The Canadian Mint, I think, is one of the best mints in the world as far as diversity, their packaging, their quality, everything I like about the Canadian Mint, except for one thing. One thing. When they put a denomination on a coin, when they decide on a denomination, I think here's how they decide. They have a dartboard across the room with denominations from 1 through 50 on. And they say, oh, we got a new dollar out. We're only going to make 100, 250,000 of them. What kind of a denomination we want to put on it? And they take a fucking dart and they whip it. And it lands on $25. They make it a $25 coin. I don't know. I think that's how the Canadian Mint does that. But that's the only gripe I have against Canadian Mint at all. Their diversity, their quality, uh, just everything about the mint in Canada I like. I don't like a lot of things about Canada, but I do like that. I like most of the people. Most of the people. I do like the country as far as natural beauty and scenery. Resources also. Resources. But Canada, the people of Canada really got to step up, man. Anyway, that's Canada. It's like here in the United States. You get during industrialization, all the people moved from the country to the city. They quit having kids because, like Peter Zion says, um, kids in the country are free labor. Kids in the city are expensive attachment adornments. They're not necessary in a city. They're not necessary. So people have quit having children. Most countries are not replacing their adult population at current levels. They are actually below current replacement levels. So every country in the world is experiencing that. And I got to put my feet up and turn my camera back over. With Germany, China, Japan leading the pack. I mean, even the United States is at 1.76 kids per woman, 1.7. So we're below replacement value as far as married couples go or couples having children. So ideally, you want to have it above 2% if you want your population to grow. If you want it to remain stable, you want it at 2% or 2 kids per. But most nations on Earth are below replacement levels. So the people who wanted the population of the world to shrink are getting their wish right now, and that's through disease, that's through starvation, that's through wars, that's through abortions, that's through you name it. Yeah. Anyway, that's not a world I want to live in, and that's a world that's coming in the future. How close that future? I'm hoping my children don't have to live in that future, but I'm hoping they're going to be dead before that happens. And oh, yep, landline. It'll quit in a little bit. Um, what we're going to see is world's population is going to be managed because remember, your resource is going to be managed so that there will be you will officially be used to extract the Earth's assets to benefit the elite, and then you will be giving a place to live and a place to eat and whatever. So it's going to be a form of communism with not just one person at the top, but probably a bunch of people at the top controlling everything, everything. And you'll have no need for money anymore because you won't have to buy anything. Everything will be that you need to survive and to keep working to extract those assets for the elite are going to be given to you. Don't you think so? Don't you think that's the way it's going? Look at the way it is now, and you'll see we're on that road. No, it used to be 1 ounce silver coins are now usually $20 denominated. 1/2 is 10, 3/4 50. Yeah, I know now it's a little better, but every once in a while you're still going to find a dollar coin that's $25, $30, $50. So yeah, there are still some anomalies. They have gotten better at that. I will agree. But I don't know, man. I don't like to deal on a day-to-day level with people face to face. I will deal with the Amish because the Amish are a little more trustworthy. Yeah, Tarragontu, that's exactly what it's gonna be like. And what are we gonna, and speaking of Hunger Games, the elites are going to be humans, or maybe they're not human. They could be lizard people. They could be aliens taking the form of humans, or whatever you believe. I don't really care. But every species, I don't care what species it is, unless it's a complete AI machine android species, is going to require some form of entertainment. And whether that's human sacrifice, whether that's pitting two humans against each other in a cage, as in a cage match, or and they will get tired of that, and they'll get tired of this, and they'll get tired of they'll try everything to entertain themselves, and there'll be unspeakable horrors, and people will become so inured to violence they just won't care anymore because it'll become such a usual part of daily living. I see the future of humanity going down a toilet. I think humans are done for as a species without the adaption of AI and um, not robotics, but what do you call it when uh, it's not a robot but an android? Uh, uh, um, a fusion of human, artificial intelligence, and robotics. So, what would that fusion? That's an android. That would be the only way that we're going to survive into the future as a species. So, well, yeah, the we have made exceptions for all kinds of religions. We have made exceptions for all kinds of special classes of citizens, one way or another. And it shouldn't be that way. The tax code should be thrown out the window and simplified. 10% sales tax, pure and simple, on everything that you buy or you sell, but only one time when it's new. Once it's used, it's yours. You can sell it. Why would the government have to collect a tax on that? It's yours. Fuck the government at that point. But there should be a sales tax. There shouldn't be an income tax. The income tax was never ratified the correct way to start with. The amendment was never ratified the correct way to start with. The income tax was supposed to be just for paying for World War One, and then it was supposed to go away. Uh huh. And it was only supposed to be for foreign people or corporations or entities that made money in the United States. So if you were foreign individual making money in the United States or a corporation or company, you were to pay the income tax. American people that didn't apply to you. The income tax didn't apply to you. But now it does. And you can take it to court and you can win. You can ask Dr. David Champion or read his book or read a couple of his books. And he has not paid an income tax in 35, 40 years because he has taken it to court. And he is a lawyer. I mean, he has a PhD in international relations or something like that. But he has all the case law all written down. It's in the book. But try to find yourself a lawyer that'll take that to court for you and not charge you an arm and a leg. That should be going against the government. And no matter how many times they lose, they will still fight it out in court. No matter how many times they lose the argument, they will still fight it out in court. And they convince you that you'll go to jail, or we're going to take your property, or we're going to take this, we're going to take everything you own if you don't pay your taxes. You know what? They can't. If you took them to court and proved them wrong, they couldn't. But they hold that over your head so that you will comply. Well, I'll tell you, freaking awesome. If I wanted something done around here, I would hire the Amish. And I would go over there, pick them up, and bring them over here, take them home every day. Why? Because they're horse and buggy. But they work. They work their ass off. And if you don't think it's worth living that lifestyle, there was a television series on at one time where guy went to live with the Amish to experience that lifestyle. Yeah, he found out real quick. Right, freaking awesome. I agree. That's why I say try to find a lawyer who will take the government to court, even if you give him all the case law. He doesn't even have to do any fucking research. If you give him all the case law, all he has to do is file the legal documents. He's still going to cost you a fucking arm and leg. Even if you did all the work for him. And the government holds that threat over your head to make people comply. Just make me president, okay? Just make me president. I'll straighten this shit out, or I'll be dead. They'll kill me one way or the other. That's the way that you know you're doing things right. When the global elite try to kill you, they've tried to kill Trump a couple times. They've actually pretty sloppy about it. But the first time, that was close. That was close. The second time, the guy at the golf course, he was just stupid. But the first kid got up on that roof. They saw him. They photographed him. They videoed him. They allowed him up on that roof. There were no fucking law enforcement up on that roof. That weapon was up there because he didn't take it up with him. That weapon was already up there. It was pre-planted. The weapon in the woods they found was also planted. I know enough about weapons. He wasn't walking with that down his pants. He is not disassembling it on the roof that quick or assembling it. Not a World War II bolt action rifle. Nope, that ain't happening. And it wouldn't have held zero that good if he did. So that was all set up, man. The deep state and the global elites tried to take Trump out. He knows it. And they're allowing him to do certain things that he wants done if he plays along with what they want done. And unfortunately, that's every president whom doesn't want to play along. It either happens to them. They capitulate and follow along, or they die, one or the other. You could ask Abe Lincoln. You could ask which other one got assassinated? William McKinley. Yeah, Ronald Reagan. They tried to kill him. Let's see. He changed his tune after that, though. Kennedy. He wanted to do away with the CIA and the Fed, and he met his unfortunate end. Who else? Who else was assassinated throughout history? Presidents. Boy, I'd have to look that up. I got 3 of them. I got 2 of the possibles. I know there were more possibles. Everybody starts out with good intentions, but it seems like the system swallows them. Some people maintain their I don't want to say morals, but their ideals, and some compromise theirs. So I don't know. It's like Dan Crenshaw in Texas. I thought he was Navy SEAL, Purple Heart vet, combat vet. Getting elected to Congress, he was going to do some great things. And he eventually decided to take the money. And now he's out. So I would like to see Brandon Herrera get in over Tony Gonzalez. Looks like there might be another runoff. I'm not sure. But with all the shit that's come out about Tony Gonzalez, I really don't understand how anybody votes for him. But I follow Brandon Herrera. I don't know him personally, but just from following him on the net, I think he's a pretty good guy. His ideals are in the right place. If he got elected to Congress, I'd like to see what he would do. What do you think he would do? He would try to do what he thinks is right, but eventually, I think I'm going to have to shut that shade. Eventually, I think somebody would get to him, or he would compromise his positions. I don't know. We'll just have to see. Right, and there's no reason they should be getting tax credits for their religion. Organized religion, is nothing but a control method. People, I'm going to piss you all off. And I was raised as a Catholic, and I'm not going to say that there is no God and Jesus Christ was not an actual person, Son of God. Got a question. Definitely a prophet. Definitely a prophet. Son of God? Boy, I don't know. Could have been. Could have been. Could have been. Is there a God? Sure there is. Is there more than one? Sure there is. But religion as a system is about controlling people. It is about controlling people. And not all of that control is bad. All right. Most of the laws in the United States are based on Christian beliefs and laws. All right. So, yeah, a lot of that's not bad. Some of it's not good. But what I'm telling you is that religion as a system is about controlling a population of people. That's why I don't believe in any organized religion. I don't follow any organized religion. I was raised as a Catholic. I baptized, confirmed, uh, all the way up until my children were confirmed in the Catholic faith because my wife wanted it to be done that way. And once they were confirmed, I told each and every one of those girls they are now free to explore all the different faiths of the world. Read all the books. Read and research, and you can decide what you want to be and what you want to believe. My wife still goes to church, practicing Catholic. Christian? Questionable. But are you a child of God? No more so than any other existing entity in this universe, this whole entire universe. And are you sure this is the only one? Do you think in this entire universe that you are the only sentient biological or the only sentient being, the only thinking, intelligent being, life form? Just because you're in a biological meat suit, which is 80% water, and you can think, you can reason, do you think you're the only one in this entire universe, this vastness? How long is taken from that minuscule piece of energy and exploded and expanded outward and is still expanding? Do you think you are the only one? Not by a long shot, dude. Not by a long shot. Well, if there's other life out there, how come we haven't found it? How vast is the universe? By the time a civilization progresses, attains space flight, and can traverse their solar system, if they went outside their solar system, how long would it take to go from planet to planet to planet? Ages, generations. So the only way to achieve that, to shrink that distance and to decrease that time, space and time, is you have to somehow fold time and space. You have to warp it. You have to do something to decrease the space, and the time it takes to travel that space. How do you do that? Right now, if we wanted to do that, we would have to have robotic powered ships to go out, because then they're not I won't say privy. They won't die. They won't be born and die. They just are, so they can go for a long periods of time. And by the time they reach another sentient civilization that has an understanding of, at least to where we are, the human civilization will be gone. So, in order to do that, we have to become basically interdimensional beings. We either have to move from one dimension to another, which is what? From one dimension to another is just a dimension of time. That's what each individual dimension is. That's heaven and hell to me. All right. You're moving one direction or another in a timeline as far as good and evil goes. All right. I think I've explained that before, my stance on that. But we either have to become interdimensional beings, or we have to learn how to fold space and time, how to warp it, how to fold it, there's a mechanism there, and we just haven't discovered what it is yet. We will, I think, before the human civilization becomes extinct. I think we will. But that's what I think aliens are to us now, are interdimensional beings. Because of the way they can appear, disappear. But that might also be the ability to fold space and time and just in an instant be gone. So it's one or the other. But anyway, something to think about. Oh, it could be. It very simply. How much of your brain do you use? Do you actually use? Not that much of it. There is a portion of your brain, and you want to call it your third eye, you can call it whatever. You can actually, there are ways to, and we've been trying to do that for eons, to see inside ourselves, to actually connect outward and inward. I think by connecting inward, we connect outward, but to activate that third eye. And we've done it with ayahuasca, we've done it with LSD, we've done it with mescaline, we've done it with drugs of all kinds, we've done it with alcohol, meditation, up on a mountain, and sitting and just thinking. Yeah. You can do that through meditation, I believe, but it would take so long to rid your mind of every thought you have, every worry, every thought, every like, dislike, love, hate, everything. You have to erase everything from your mind. How long would that take? The adrenal gland. That's it. No, not the adrenal gland. Oh God, now I can't think of it. I got to look it up, I suppose. Hold up a second. Let me go over here. Let me do this. Your chakra, yes. It's supposed to be situated in the center of the forehead above the eyebrows, known as the chakra, pineal gland. Pineal, pineal gland, a small gland in the brain. Pineal gland, not adrenal gland. Pineal gland, pineal, Pineal. Hold up. There you go, pineal gland, third eye, chakra. But how do you access? We've been looking for faster ways in meditation to do that. We've been trying to find faster ways to do it. I know LSD is not the way to do it. LSD is a good trip, but that's not the way to do it. Mescaline, no, don't think so either. Ayahuasca, maybe. I would like to take a trip and do that someday. But maybe that's why I'm saving all this money, silver and gold. I want to pay for a trip to South America or Central America and do that trip. Maybe that's what I'm doing. You know, I like to experiment and do things and get good at them, and then I get bored of them, and then I try something else. You know, I went to knife making after watching Forged in Fire. I could do that. I went out and I started and I learned and I did, and I'm still doing gold panning. Same thing. I think I'm pretty good at prospecting. I haven't done at all. You know, old mines and digging dirt and that kind of stuff. Running high bankers. No, but panning gold on my bench and from pay dirt. I think I've done pretty good there. Metal detecting. That's, well, crushing rock. I did that too. Okay, I made a crusher. Now I want to metal detect. Now I want to metal detect. I want to do that. I want to get good at it. And then I'll get bored with that. Skydiving, same thing. Got good at that, became an instructor, tandem instructor, accelerated free fall instructor, static line instructor. I did that in the military, became a static line jump master, master parachutist. Did Halo school, high altitude low opening school for the military, or military skydiving. Went to rough terrain parachuting school with the Department of Agriculture firefighters out in Missoula, Montana. I did just about everything jumping with the military and in civilian life you can do. I've done relative work in free fall. I've done canopy relative work, stacking canopies and making formation with open canopies. I've done just about everything there I wanted to do. I want to make one more jump in July after I turn 70. And then I'm probably done there. But I want to try. I want to keep trying elk hunting. I went out and hunted an elk. I'd like to go antelope hunting yet. I'd like to shoot an antelope. I'd like to shoot a mule deer. Shot bear. You know, calling coyotes. I've got a caller out there. I call coyotes. And then I left that. And you know, it's you try something, you get good at it for a while. You know, you reach a peak that you want, or you reach a height that you want to reach, and then you go on to something else. You're constantly educating yourself, constantly upgrading, constantly getting better. at different things. At different things. You can jump if you want to. All you have to do is go to the local drop zone. There's one close to you somewhere within a couple hours driving distance. Sign up to take a class and do a tandem parachute jump where you're strapped to, maybe the front of me. I'll be strapped right to you, buddy. And we'll go out of the airplane together. We throw a drogue chute. A drogue chute slows us down because there's two of us weight wise. So you're falling extremely fast. So you put a drogue chute out behind you to slow you down. And that also initiates the opening of the parachute when you pull a ripcord. So you can do that. You can do that. One of the most fun things in the world for someone who wants to experience a skydive and doesn't want to do it all the time. You can go out and do one tandem, but if you wanted to continue on, then you have to do 3 tandems, yes. But you can go and do one tandem if you want. I dare say probably 95, 6% of the people who come to do a tandem to the drop zone are only going to do it 1, maybe 2 times. Most of them just 1 time. Just want to experience it 1 time. And there's nothing wrong with that. That opened up skydiving to a whole bunch of more people that would never have experienced that in their whole life. And that's a good thing. And the thing is, the price of a tandem skydive has not gone up that much. When I was doing it 30 years ago, it was $150. What is it today? 220, something like that. Relatively cheap. Relatively cheap. For an experience like that, that's relatively cheap. So, the thing is, my body's giving out, dude. My knees, my ankles, my back is shot. Done. Just done. It's hard for me to walk on the lawn or on rough terrain. Hard for me to get up and down from a big tractor anymore, get in and out of a skid loader. It's starting to get hard to do those things. And I'm 70 in July, so yeah, I think I'm better off than some. I'm about on par, I think, with most. So yeah, I mean, pistol shooting, rifle shooting. I've been doing that since I was a kid. So there was really no getting better at that. Although I do like to try different pistols, different rifles, um, different things. Um, but I would like to get better at pistol shooting, but I'm not going to be a competition pistol shooter. I want to be better at self-defense, but that's it. As far as hitting a squirrel in a tree at 50 yards away with a 22, yeah, I can do that. Yeah, not a biggie. As far as hitting a deer at 350 yards with a rifle, yeah, I can do that. Or 400. I think what's my longest one on a deer? God, my longest one on a deer has got to be 600 yards. And that's with a 223. So, 500 yards probably. And then my longest with a 308 was 450 yards. I don't think I've shot anything with a 6.5 yet. I'd like to shoot one with a 6.5, see if I get one out to 1,000 yards. I really would like to see if I get one out 1,000 yards. I could hit a man-sized silhouette at 1,000 yards. I should be able to hit a deer. But we'll see. Well, what I'm going to do is start cataloging this stuff here. And I gotta take it out to the shed because I'm going to pan that dirt and do a video of that. But I am going to, we got a Durban auction today. So that's at 2:00. I want to be there. So I am going to we're done for today, unless Durbin says he's not having an auction. Let's see. Don't see him up. I don't see. I usually get an email notification. I don't see that. So let's go to YouTube, and I will go to Durbin right there. Then I will go to live, and he doesn't have anything posted. So maybe today it's at 5 or 7. I'm not sure. Could be 5. Could be 7 today. He hasn't canceled anything, so I was thinking 2, but 2 is usually on Monday. It changes every once in a while. So, all right, that's it. I think that's it. I think we're going to quit it. We're at an hour and a half, and me and freaking Austin are just having a conversation here. So I think everybody else has left. We will see you guys later. Oh, Tarragon's still here. Thanks, bud. We'll see you later. Peace out. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do.